Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about a huge surprise, the drone crash in Romania. We're going to look at just one specific event, but it really shows us what happens when danger suddenly drops into a perfectly safe country. Let's dive right in. So, ask yourself, what actually happens when war suddenly comes into a safe place? I mean, imagine you're sleeping peacefully in your city, completely far away from any fighting. Then, out of nowhere, danger literally drops from the sky. It's a massive shock, right? It makes everyone ask, wait, are we really safe? Section 1. A very long war, running for more than 4 years. By June 2026, the war between Russia and Ukraine has become incredibly long. In fact, it's actually lasted longer than World War I. And you know, when fighting goes on for that long, sometimes the danger accidentally spills over into safe areas. Section 2. The drone crash on May 29, 2026. So picture this. It was just a normal, quiet late night. People in the city of Galați, Romania were fast asleep. Now, Romania is a peaceful NATO country, but on this dark night, the war came directly to them. Here is exactly how the whole thing went down. First, during the night, the Russian military flew a really big group of 232 drones. Then, a bit later, just one single drone flew completely the wrong way. It got lost. Finally, right around midnight, it crashed straight into an apartment building in Galați. It was only one cheap drone, but man, it caused a giant surprise. Behind this crash, there's a very small but absolutely crucial number we need to remember. And that number is 2. 2 people were hurt when the drone hit the building. The crash started a sudden fire, and it injured 2 civilians who were just living their normal, quiet lives. It really reminds us that there is a real human cost behind all these big news stories. But then there's a much bigger number. 70. 70 people had to leave their homes super quickly just to be safe. Because of the heavy fire and the super loud crash at midnight, 70 people had to just grab their things and run out into the cold, dark night. It was a massive shock for the whole neighborhood. Section 3. Hard to stop. We're looking at why the sky is so difficult to protect. Now, you might be thinking, why didn't the military just stop the drone? Well, the truth is, stopping these small drones is actually a really, really hard problem. Just look at the difference here. On one side, you have these cheap drones that fly very, very low to the ground. On the other side, the military is using super fast, very expensive F-16 airplanes. Trying to match a lightning-fast jet against a slow, cheap drone, it's kind of like trying to catch a fly with a sports car. It's incredibly difficult. And here's the crazy part. The F-16 pilots did not shoot. Why? Because falling parts would hit the city. The pilots actually found the drone, and they even had official permission to destroy it. But because it was flying right over Galați, shooting it down meant heavy metal and fire would fall directly onto people's houses below. It was just way too dangerous to pull the trigger. Section 4. Why this matters, and what Romania and NATO did next. You see, when a safe country is hit, even if it's just a total accident, readers have to act fast to protect their people. Romania took action right away. They closed a Russian office, they sent a Russian official away, and they started having some very serious talks with their NATO allies. These are simple steps, sure, but they sent a really strong message. They were saying, loud and clear, that this kind of mistake is completely unacceptable. NATO leaders spoke up too. Mark Rutte said they will protect every inch of Allied territory. And that means exactly what it sounds like. No mistakes are allowed. Every single piece of land in the safe area must be protected, 100%. But here's the big problem. New, cheap defense systems, they just aren't ready yet. Since expensive jets are clearly not the right tool for cheap drones, the military is testing new low-cost systems, like one called Mirabs, but they are still in the very early testing days. They simply cannot protect the sky today. So, that leaves us with a really huge question. How will Europe keep its sky safe in the future? The danger is getting cheaper and it's getting simpler, but the new tools to stop it, well, they're still being built. Thank you so much for joining our explainer today. Really think about that question, and we'll see you next time.